2 nights ago, President Trump giving remarks from the White House on what he says is our country's hot again.
It's hot.
Mentioning the economy. Inflation indeed has gone down. He got a very favorable report yesterday morning, way better than analysts had expected, and announcing that he was going to provide checks worth $1,776 is the number to our military personnel. It turned out that was some sort of a housing voucher that people got. But in any event, he chipped almost $2,000 off of bills they owed. And this is where Jake Tapper on CNN went with it. Okay. I just happened to be in the very fortunate position of seeing this, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. But here it is in SOT 9 yesterday.
That kind of manic delivery was very, very disturbing, very pressurized speech. And as the address went on, the cadence of his remarks became quicker. And we've never seen the president, like that. He seemed almost frantic, and it was disturbing to watch.
Earlier today, and this is not the first time this has happened, the president appeared to be struggling to keep his eyes open during a public White House event in the Oval Office earlier today. If that worries you, what's your take on that?
He's done this several times now in the last few weeks. He's fallen asleep in a crowded Oval Office, and he's also fallen asleep at cabinet meetings. And that's what's called increased daytime somnolence. Sometimes people with sleep apnea, people who wake up many times during the night and don't get restorative sleep, have that. He has the chronic bruise. He had swollen ankles. He's had these mysterious scans. I think all of this raises realistic concerns about the health of the president. And it would be great if the White House was a little bit more forthcoming about that. I can't be the only person who had concerns after watching him last night.
You weren't.
Oh, Tapper. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, man.
Can you believe?
Look, I honestly, there's a part of me that I find Jake at CNN both deeply amusing and at this point a little bit sad. He is reminiscent, as the serious journalist just asking questions, of the Imperial Japanese soldiers found after World War II had ended. I think one guy lasted 29 years in the jungles of the Philippines, ignoring the leaflets and refusing to accept that the war was over. And then finally someone showed up who had been his commanding officer. And I think he was willing to put down his arms. Like, Jake is the lost Imperial Japanese soldier of CNN. Like, he's still keeping this whole thing going. Like, I'm just here doing the journalism. It's like, we all know what CNN is, buddy.
Just like I did.
Just like I did
Just
before.
like I've been doing. I've done this for every president.
Speaking truth.
It's so transparent.
Oh, man. Speaking truth to power. It's hilarious. I mean,
right?
this is also the guy who has, as you well know, and by the way.
And look what they're picking up on, Buck. He spoke fast.
I know.
That one time he spoke fast. So he must have some sort of a brain disorder. This is so pathetic, and it's so obvious. Like, at least you'd love to give him points for at least being clever. You can't. It's just so on the nose. Nobody, I guess this is leftist sweet nothings that he thinks his audience wants now, and he thinks he's got the credibility to do it since he wrote the book.
Right.
He literally wrote the book, Buck, on Joe Biden's poor mental health.
I have to give you credit, actually. I don't know if we've addressed this on your show again, but I came on before you interviewed Jake. And I was like, Megyn, you're very like cordial and polite and friendly person. And you were just like, I don't think that's going to mean with Jake's book that he's not going to. And I watched I watched your Jake interview, and it was really good. So you did not let him get away. You did not let him get away with the nonsense. I mean, that's a knock on me sometimes. People be like, oh, you're too polite. You're too nice. And I'm like, well, until I get pissed off.
Well, it's hard when you have people on who you have somewhat of a friendly relationship
right, of course.
But like that was just such an egregious, egregious claim.
You were totally fair. It was about the subject matter. It wasn't personal. You were totally fair to him, and the whole thing was preposterous. And you're just like, okay, I'm gonna let you make the case this isn't preposterous what you're doing, but it was preposterous. Yeah. And we all saw that. And the idea that somehow they've like cleansed themselves at CNN or the Democrats of this unbelievable stain on their integrity, which I don't think will ever go away, that we all knew Biden had dementia. I mean, we felt bad because it was such a frequent topic on our show on radio.
Couldn't ignore it.
And
you couldn't not see it.
was the most obvious thing in the world. And then they're going to tell us, oh, you know what? We figured it out after that debate when it was clear that Biden couldn't run really anymore. And now they want to look. I think at some level too, though, there's a bit of trolling here because they're like, well, if you did this to us, like if you knocked our guy out because he had dementia, we're going to do the same to you. The problem is Trump doesn't have dementia. That's the problem.
Trump's talking fast. Yeah. He's talking fast. Oh my God, stop the presses. Extra, extra. There are a lot of politicians that should be getting coal in their stocking for Christmas, but Birch Gold thinks, as a smart planner, you deserve silver. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver, which is up over 60% this year. See, smart people diversify and have a hedge. That's why you should consider Birch Gold. With the rate cuts from the Fed in 2026, the dollar could be worth less. And what happens if the AI bubble bursts? Consider letting Birch Gold Group help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And for every $5,000 you buy, you will get an ounce of silver for you or your kids. Just text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text MK to 989898 because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion ends on December 22nd. Message and data rates may apply. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.